Good morning, Corrado. Everybody knows you as the inventor of Pinsa, but what's your real identity? Where do you come from? And how did your passion develop since you were a child?
I am an artisan and grandson of a great baker who worked during the 1518 wartime period. He had an Oxford stone oven. And my father, instead, was a retailer, and his main passion was in creating new products. I have inherited this passion from him. My grandfather taught me the bread making profession, and my father encouraged me to be curious and to research alongside great people who explained me my grandfather's job from a scientific point of view.
Do you have any childhood memories of when you used to go at your grandfather's bakery? What stuck in your memory?
I was really impressed when my grandfather used to make a stretched classic Roman and 2 meters long pizza. The baker put the pizza in the oven. When it was half way cooked, he put in a stick, which was used at the time, and moved the pizza. I was very curious child. I went to see my grandfather to better understand, and I asked him, why does he move the pizza? My grandfather picked me up, put me in front of the oven, and the great burst of heat really impressed me. Pointing, he said, "Do you see that oven? It's white and cold. The baker moves the pizza because the oven over there is hotter."
To make it cook.
Cooking the pizza underneath was etched in my memory, probably due to the fear I felt in the moment.
They eat.
The heat. My grandfather used to explain everything to me. Why bread changed color and why cooking big and small loaves bread were two different things, and bread flavor with fat another. He used to explain a little bit of everything to me while preparing my focaccia.
I've often heard you telling many of our students or people that come to see you about when your grandfather used to show you the biga, mother dough, natural dough rising. Tell me something about this.
So the modern production is based on baking yeast or brewer's yeast.
Everybody would like to go faster.
Yeah. This is why they use this yeast, but this is not good. It's just a modern simplification. My grandfather had to make bread during the war. Even if they bombed the oven, the day after, he had to make bread for the army. This is why he used to go and pick herbs, fruits, some ingredients that that today will be shocking, such as mule excrement, to recreate the natural yeast. They were herbs that acted differently. Some were quick and others slow. When I was young, we went to pick some. He taught me how herb worked. Thanks to my father, who supported me, and the researchers, I understood the scientific explanation and why it worked.
Okay.
And they're all different from one and another. I found out something crazy, super crazy. The natural rising are not all the same. They can be acetic, lactic, and bacterial. I know around 2,000 types, but there are many others. Each stock characterizes the yeast action, and my grandfather gave this base. Try to use natural substances to ferment.
So basically, today, you do the same thing. Probably not the same. Not the same as in the past. But you have industrialized an old technique.
I looked for techniques found by the researchers, and I put them in a mix of stock that developed the mother dough. All of this has to be done at a scientific and sterilized level. It doesn't take much, even one hand can contaminate. Ingredients we put in and the equipment we use all have to be perfect. I have managed to reproduce my grandfather's style scientifically, clearly, and this has been the big secret.
So, is Pinsa the outcome of a study or a sign of destiny? Was a coincidence or a researched study?
So, the word pinza, came from my 9 years of studying the Latin language. Pincere means to stretch, so that's why I've decided to use that word. However, pinza is nothing more than the pizza that my grandmother used to make to test the oven. She used to make big loaves of around 2 kilos. She cooked the bread in a big oven in the kitchen. It was a huge wood oven. She made the shape of all big loaves and used the remaining dough to make small balls, which she left to rise. Once they were risen and ready to be cooked, she used these small balls by way of focaccia rolled out in the same way we make the pinza, to test the oven heat. This method has stuck with me. In the past, everyone used to make long focaccia instead of round focaccia. Here is the story of how it came out. I took the same shape as my grandmother's pizza. I added my experience of fermentation process. I modified the ingredients to eliminate the lard. In the past, I was the master of the animal fat, but I understood that it would not have worked, so I decided to eliminate them in favor of different techniques. And this is how pinza came out.
You have been one of the first precursors in this
A
field.
precursor of soy.
Yes, soy, because in 80,
I
81,
already used to make it.
you started to use soy at a time when
And they
weight
thought
didn't
I was
seem to
crazy.
matter to people very much.
Exactly.
So today, it features in many products.
Exactly. But it's not only soy, it's also the choice and the ingredients even out to be delicate. Only needs to modify the balance between flours, soy and different types of mother doughs to change everything, or rather to make a different pizza.
How did you choose all the ingredients and the mix of flours that you are using to make pinza?
In terms of wheat, I looked for the types of wheat that could hold up the rising process and a taste. Today, bread is tasteless. I want the original and tasty product. Then I added a type of soy flour that doesn't stink, because soy flour stink. I also added a type of flour that has replaced the lard. Soy flour gives color, crispiness.
Fat.
No, sugars also. Only few people know that soy flour has 6% of sucrose. Yes, natural, sucrose inside. Around 6% because it changed according to plantation. This natural soy fat causes the slowly sugar division. The pinza dough color appears a little bit different to that of bread and pizza. Then, in the last few years, I added rice, a cooked rice. When we add the normal rice, the yeast binds immediately. The already cooked rice doesn't bind in the dough, doesn't hydrate.
It doesn't absorb water.
It doesn't absorb water. This is why the yeast can't attack the starch.
Okay.
When cooking, this rice swells. makes a gel and captures the water should evaporate. As a result, the dough inside is soft while the outside crystallizes like a glass and make the dough crunchy.
which is then the main feature of Pinsa.
Everything is influenced by the type of dried mother dough
On the inside.
on the inside. In fact, we guide the pizza maker during the fermentation process thanks to the good balance of various ingredients.
This is a big help.
Yes, it is a big help and accurate sign. That's why every pizzaiolos can make a perfect pizza. It's hard to make a mistake, only if they change our rules.
You said you are passionate about research. What do we need to expect from the future?
I'm a volcano of ideas. The first idea has just came out. The Roman pizza in Teglia, with its extraordinary crunchiness and softness. This is just one idea, but many others have already been developed. They're boiling in the pot, but it's premature to let them out yet. Putting out lots of ideas, it's not healthy. Who wants too much will embrace nothing. I will reveal my ideas one at a time. My children are ready to start. My entire family is ready. And little by little, we will bring out a new idea at the right time. We will help our pizza makers. We will keep motivating them with new ideas.
Thank you, Corrado, for this interview. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.